It's day 7 in Cannes, and Cristian Mungiu's much anticipated Fjord premieres in competition, starring Renate, Reinsve and Sebastian. This is followed by a red carpet for Nicolas Winding Refn's first film in a decade, Her Private Hell. Earlier in the day, Cate Blanchett spoke about the Displacement Film Fund, which champions and finances the work of displaced filmmakers from around the globe. See all today's highlights here.
People in displacement, you don't stop being the profession that you are, whether you're a plumber or an architect or a filmmaker, but your career gets put on hold. And as a result, those stories don't get told.
To champion and fund the work of displaced filmmakers or filmmakers with a proven track record.
But I mean, the time that I've been working with UNHCR, when I started, the numbers of people internally and externally displaced was around 60 million. It's now 117 million and rising. So the crisis is there, and the numbers are dehumanizing, actually, often. So it was very important to us to not, I mean, there's many programs around the world who support filmmaking as a therapeutic process, but we felt what we wanted to do was highlight and support the work of established filmmakers and get them into the mainstream.
A huge round of applause for this extraordinary cohort of filmmakers.
For the film, I'll be working with a very, small team. Palestine 36 was hundreds of people, and it was a displaced film. And then we came back to Palestine because I said, we're not gonna, I reject being displaced. I reject, being a refugee film. And so there was a lot happening. And now I'm gonna shoot something in the city that I live in right now, which is a city the city of Haifa, which was 95% of its people were displaced in 1948.
To have two Palestinians up here is really just like strange for me. It's like really also very comforting at the same time. So thank you. For me, it's always been like a defense mechanism. It's kind of like how I adapt to different environments. So fleeing war in Kuwait, and very similarly, my father was a telecommunications engineer in Kuwait to help develop the first wireless communication between oil rigs, built the first radio station in Kuwait, and then he ended up owning a 99-cent store in Houston. So it was one of those things that you constantly are adapting to your environment. And I found myself pretty regularly when I get into uncomfortable situations or sad situations, I would immediately go to the comedy. So it's just a natural balance for me in my life, and it has converted into film and television for me.
I'm so honored and fortunate to be in this cohort and the support of all the partners of Cate to tell the story that I've held for a long time, a story about shame and the life that you leave behind and the life that you want to leave for your children and the next generation. But because you're trying to, adapt to a new homeland, adapt to all these new cultures, you kind of carry these things silently for a long time.
My short film is born of a memory of fleeing Sudan with my sister just before this recent war broke out. And we were there, we were supposed to be there briefly, and we're very lucky to get out. I don't see our experience as representative, and I hope that in telling the story, it will not be a representative story, but a story that helps us to multiply and forces people to talk about what's going on and to look into more stories. We need to hear more stories from people.
Once you say refugees, asylees, you just get these images that you see in the news, like people on boats trying to get there. There's no real faces to it. There's no background to it. It's not humanizing at all. So it's really, really important to bridge that gap in that way.
And I think it breaks down that notion, no one wants to be labeled. I mean, I don't think about my gender until someone reminds me of it or closes a door to me because of it. And I think that, watching your series, I have no cultural reference to the world in which you grew up with, but yet I saw my own family dynamics in there. And I think that that's the power of cinematic storytelling, is that it reminds us of what connects us rather than what divides us.
behind you, there's Thelma and Louise from the film by Ridley Scott. They also lost in a way.
Look, I think engagement in the societies in which we live is of vital importance to ensuring long-lasting freedom. And so protests, community activities, countering xenophobic narratives and points of view when you come across them, those small actions do add up. I think what we could do at our own family level, our own community level, is really important to not only sort of trying to pave the way for freedom for other people, but for ourselves. I think when we engage in those fear-based narratives, we lock ourselves up.
Because it's becoming very hard now just to be a journalist as it is, but to be talking about migration. And
Thank you.
Warm congratulations again to all our filmmakers and to Rithi.
Accueillir sur le tapis rouge. Qui est revenu en tant qu'acteur quand on a accepté sur le tapis rouge. Il avait failli à un moment donné jouer. Accompagné de la réalisatrice scénariste Marine Francène pour la SRF. Cristian Mungiu, présenté en compétition pour ce 79e Festival de Cannes. Avec nous sur le tapis rouge, Renate Reinsve, Sebastian Stan, Lisa Carlehed, de nouveau en compétition. Les joies qui firent, qui a reçu le Grand Prix. Elle est venue d'abord en compétition avec Armand, ou encore Julie en 2 chapitres du même Joie en 2021. J'avais Markus, entre autres dans cette carrière. Dans la présidente du Festival de Cannes, Eric Snowblog, et le délégué général du Festival de Cannes, Thierry Frémont. Le sourire de l'équipe de Fjord. Place à la projection et on se retrouve tout à l'heure et présenté hors compétition pour ce 79e Festival de Cannes. Avec nous sur le tapis rouge, le réalisateur Havana et Cristian Mungiu. En 2016, il avait présenté sa série en compétition. Attendu sur les marches du palais du festival par le délégué. Havana Cristian Mungiu autour du réalisateur pour ce dernier film de ce lundi 18 Donaggio, grand compositeur notamment de Brian De Palma, met place maintenant à la projection. Bon film, bonne soirée. Présence également de Diego Calva. Nicolas Winding Refn. Avec ses producteurs Bruno Caetano et productrice Susana Antonio, nous signons film portugais présenté